Alright fellas, here we're back from Pokemon Masters, and today we're going to be looking at the Registeel Legendary Arena and seeing just how good some sync pairs are against it. This is obviously not going to be a super crazy video, but we're going to look at a couple different team combinations and see just how well these characters are able to handle this Registeel Legendary Arena and, you know, just deal with its gimmicks and whatnot, right? So, let me line up some teams, we'll go ahead, hop into this battle pretty quickly, honestly. Alright, the first character we're going to be looking at here is not Neo Champion, Signature Leaf in combination with Bruno. Bruno is a pretty good fighting striker, and then we've got Neo Champion Leaf here in order to provide some extra special defensive debuffs for him, which I think is very, very good, right? She's got Sundering 2, which I think means that anytime she lands any attacking move, she can debuff either the defense, special defense, or both, right? Which she did here. So she's going to be very, very good for the debuffing here, probably one of the best options in the game, which is going to be very, very nice, right? Both for, obviously, your physical attackers and your special attackers, right? So that's going to be awesome. And we got Bruno here as a really, really solid fighting striker because he's got some pretty good options, right, in terms of just doing better fighting damage. As you can see, -3 on the special defense already, and we've already taken it back down to neutral defense, which is very, very good. So Leaf's definitely able to apply a lot there. We've also, obviously, you've got the ability to nuke with Leaf as well, which is not a bad idea. Obviously, it could be, it's not a bad idea, right? It's not a bad idea. She can also poison. Nuking with her, again, is not a bad idea because she also does have Frenzy Plant and whatnot, so if you want to rely on her for some extra damage, there you go. You've also got that option, which isn't bad at all. And then you also have Sync Countdown with her and Potion, so she's going to be very, very good for healing. Just overall, Neo Champion Leaf, very, very good option overall to run here for Registeel. So, yeah. And I'm running her with Bruno because Bruno being one of the better free-to-play fighting strikers, or just damage dealers in general. I have another one we're going to be looking at as well. You can obviously use someone like B or Wally, who's going to be good anyway just because of their damage. But Bruno here being a 4-star, still looking very, very impressive in my opinion. So we're pretty uneven amount of defensive debuffs, honestly. Earthquake probably going to hurt a little bit, but thankfully not too much, so we're pretty good there. We got the poison again. We do have to, you know, rely on that a little bit. Only problem I'm having with this team so far is the gauge, but thankfully, because we have some 1-gauge moves here, it's not going to be too bad for us. That's going to take them down to half, which is a little bit annoying. Special defense debuffs, we do have to worry about those a little bit, but we can go ahead and heal up Caitlyn there because, again, Leaf able to provide us with some potions, so that's very, very nice. And there we go, take it down a decent bit of HP. Let's go ahead and go for another Razor Leaf. Yeah, we can take it down here with another Cross Chop. Okay, and then there is the Razor Leaf, and should we go? We'll just go ahead and go for that, sure. That'll work. Okay, and we'll go ahead and go for another Cross Chop and a Razor Leaf. Do have to worry about those crits again, as stated, and their Registeel is very, very likely to go for a Giga Impact soon, so we also have to be careful of that. Thankfully, Caitlyn is very defensive, so that's nice. But yeah, overall, honestly, Bruno plus Neo Champion, I keep wanting to say Neo Champion, plus Signature Leaf is a very, very good combination here for taking out Registeel because of their Kanto synergy, as well as, of course, Leaf's Leaf is an amazing option. If you ever multiple dupes, she's got the great nuke, she's got some solid damage, she's got the poison for chip damage, she's got the defensive debuffs, as well as other debuffs if you do grid her right and whatnot. But mine is only 1 out of 5, so mine is going to be mostly used for utility, which of course she did very, very well. The potions was amazing, Sync Countdown, the defensive debuffs being the main gimmick. All very, very good. And Bruno just being a very, very easy to use fighting striker. He's got self-sufficiency with his crit buffs and offensive buffs, so if you ever need someone, you know, like a support that is more variable, or you want to, you know, use a wider range of supports with them, you can, for sure. So that was Neo Champion Leaf and Bruno against Registeel. Let's go on to the next set of characters. Alright, here we are against the second battle with Registeel, where we've got the main character Cobalion, who are good for crit buffs for allies, obviously. Their support ability, generally, as well as also having Rock Smash, which is very, very nice for the defense debuffs. And then we've got Rosa and Duat here, who are also able to apply Gauge Acceleration and do defensive debuffs with their Razor Shells. So, you can make full use of those abilities there, and really start taking out Registeel here, pretty quickly, honestly. So let's go ahead and start going for some Rock Smashes here. Yeah, let's keep going for some Rock Smashes. See how this goes for us. You can also ramp up some damage with in this team setup for Rosa, because we do have our crit max, which is very, very nice. Getting a lot of defensive debuffs in here very, very quickly, which is very, very nice. Go ahead and go for some Gauge Acceleration here. I do have the Lucky Skill as Defense Crush 2 on Marshall, just for even more defensive debuffs. So if we need them, we got them. Let's go ahead and go for an Aqua Jet here. Let's go ahead and go for another Rock Smash. And I do want to go for a Drain Punch, if at all possible, but it does not seem like we can, at least not yet. There is the Steel Impact, which is fine. Let's go ahead and go for a Drain Punch. We did get the flinch because Marshall does also have staggering in the grid, which is very, very nice. So we can deal with that. Okay. And we're doing some very, very, very good healing. And again, the debuffing. Oh, the defense debuffing is very, very good here for Marshall. Let's go ahead and apply Gauge Acceleration again. And I guess we'll just have to wait and use one of Marshall's moves here. Again, Rosa is also able to apply Gauge Acceleration, which is nice. So we can definitely, you know, fall back on that in case Cobalions is not enough here. So that's very, very good. Do have to be careful of some speed buffs and whatnot, though. There we go. That's, again, good staggering stuff, man. Very, very good staggering. Keep debuffing these defenses, though. That'll help us out a lot. And let's go for the Rock Smashes in the meantime. There's the Hyper Beam, which is probably realistically going to take out Cobalion, which is obviously not good, but we do have to fall. We can fall back on some characters here, obviously. We can fall back on Marshall, see how good his healing is going to be, which should be good, realistically speaking, right? Let's go ahead and use Drain Punch again. There we go. Let's apply the Gauge Acceleration and hope that we can queue up the Sync move in time before we, you know, we go down. But again, that Drain Punch, the healing was so good. That healing was so good, man. There's the special defense debuffs, yeah, or special defense buffs. That's where these can pop up in battle, and that's where it can look really, really bad for us, right? It could definitely be become a problem, right? Definitely become a problem. There's the Giga Impact, which is going to hurt a lot, if not completely take us out. Very, very close to it, though. Very, very close to it. So we will probably want to fall back on some flinches. There we go. We got the flinches, and we took out Registeel here, just barely. But the healing from 1 health. The healing from Marshall from his Drain Punches and his just overall damage is extremely good for this stage. The Rock Smash, especially with Honor Roll in the grid, is going to be guaranteeing fighting debuffs for you, as well as potentially bringing other allies that can debuff defense, right? It's going to be very, very useful. And you saw he was able to heal, do just fine with the special defense buffs on the enemy, right? He was able to do a lot of damage with the nuke, able to do a lot of damage with these Drain Punches, survive a Hyper Beam. Very, very good stuff, right? And the healing is just so good. He was able to, you know, take up for the main character whenever they were, you know, just kind of stuck there, dying. So he did so well. This is honestly, Marshall is definitely one of the best characters for this. Rosa didn't apply as much, but her defense debuffs with Razor Shell were nice, as well as the gauge stuff with Aqua Jet and being able to get flinching in because of the staggering 1 here. Very, very nice stuff, right? Very, very nice. So yeah, that was the second battle versus Registeel. Let's go on and go to some more pay setups. Pay to play, I guess. I know I kind of stacked up a lot on the defense debuffers here, but we've got Brawly, Meen, as well as Ray. Ray is extremely powerful for this. You can give him pretty much no setup, and he will destroy just because of how good he is in base. Brawly's very, very good here as well for the defensive debuffs, as well as doing a little bit of chip damage, being, you know, super effective and whatnot. And Meen here, as, you know, I've used before, is definitely one of the better characters to face Registeel here, just in general, really, I would say. Let's see, yeah, because due to her defense debuffing stuff, as well as obviously being a support character, she can apply a lot for herself and her allies, which is very, very good. Brawly here with the potions and just general tankiness, I guess you could say, honestly is very, very good as well. We're getting a lot of defensive debuffs in here really, really quickly, which is awesome. Ray's also here able to take care of just the damage. He does so much damage. He's able to apply defensive debuffs of his own, as well as, of course, apply move gauge boost here. He does so much. This guy does so much, man. He's absolutely insane. Let's go ahead and use a Drain Punch with Meen so we can try and get some heals in here. There we go. Almost take out the Registeel there. Pretty sure Meen KOs. Yeah, good heals too. So yeah, Meen's able to cover a lot there. Got a lot of good defensive debuffing in here as well, which is nice. And again, we do have the potions with Brawly just in case they are necessary, so we can take care of that. And obviously Ray here is just really, really good for the sync ramping, because this will probably take out Registeel. Yeah. Like, assuming it crits, it'll probably take out Registeel, which, yeah, It did. And then we're going to take an Earthquake, which is going to hurt a little bit, but we should be just fine to live. We should be just fine. Go ahead and go for another Rock Smash there to get some max defense debuffing, and go ahead and go for our Triple Arrows Barrage here. May take out the whole bar. May just take out the entire bar, because I'm pretty sure it did for me last time. Max insult to injury, yeah, 68,000. Yeah. Ray is very, very strong here, and combined with Meen being very, very good for her heals, as we saw, you know, with Marshall, they both work very, very well with their Drain Punch heals. It's amazing. If we were to get a actual, like, fighting support with Drain Punch and, like, Fuel Economy or something, to where it was only a 1 or 2 gauge move, this would be absolutely insane, honestly. This would be absolutely insane. These Drain Punch supports, or just damage dealers in general, honestly, they would just do so much to Registeel. The healing is just insane. Marshall was pretty much fighting for his life. He was, you know, Registeel did about 80% of its health. Heals back up to like 75%, man. It's crazy. Anyway, yeah, Ray, absolutely crazy unit. Let's go ahead and end off this video by, I'm not even going to transition. Let's go ahead, use Special Costume Diantha alongside Lucario and Cynthia here, and just see how well they're able to work out, because Special Costume Diantha, absolutely insane. We're not even going to use a second unit, or third unit rather. We're just going to do a duo. That's fine. Special Costume Diantha, this was almost tailor-made for this character. That's just almost a fact. It just straight up is. Because everything that this character is able to do, you are able to... It's almost exactly made to cover Registeel, which obviously she came out 2 years ago, right? But it's like, how are we going to build Registeel? And they were thinking about 2 years ago. It wouldn't surprise me. It honestly wouldn't surprise me. Just because of this character's abilities. The Armor Leech and just the Stat Leech abilities, where it debuffs Registeel's speed, defense, and special defense every time you attack it. And then, obviously, she's able to take those stats for herself. She's able to, you know, raise her defenses where Registeel would otherwise be lowering them, so you don't have to worry about that. Character just absolutely crazy for this battle. Still a very, very good unit in general to this day. Damage dealer, nuker, etc. But when it comes to facing Registeel, I'm pretty sure she is the best unit for her, like uncontested. Just at least damn near uncontested, right? Yeah, see, Registeel is debuffing her defenses here, but Diantha is going to be raising hers back up, as well as doing a ton of damage here with Secret Sword, just unconditionally. Unconditionally a ton of damage. And then, of course, Cynthia's going to take none, just because she is obviously probably the best support in the game. Or not best support in the game, obviously, but for Registeel, probably the best support, just in general. Fighting Zone for those first few turns can really ramp up fighting-type damage, because, you know, in my opinion, how a Legendary Arena tends to work is that you would want to ramp up your damage for the first few turns, so that your allies can start, you know, being ready for build-up on the, you know, second, third bar, right? And I think that's what Cynthia's able to provide here, even if her zone is, you know, kind of difficult to use, or whatever else, right? Take the Hyper Beam, that's fine. Yeah, so, like, you're able to set up Fighting Zone and whatnot for the first, you know, probably Sync Cycle, and then the second Sync Cycle, because, you know, support EX and whatnot, and then your allies can easily take care of Registeel for that first bar, and then once your Fighting Zone's gone, you're already pretty much built up on your fighting, you know, damage and stats and whatnot, so you're pretty much ready to just do a bunch of damage anyway. And Diantha, just such a stupid unit. Such a stupid unit for this fight, dude. Absolutely insane. Good lord, just takes all of Registeel's stats, debuffs all of its stats. I don't think there's a better unit to face this Legendary Arena, honestly. Just not at all. Maybe Neo Champion Leaf. Maybe. Like, yeah, legitimately Neo Champion, not Sigma Suit, Neo Champion Leaf, just maybe. But honestly, I'd say Special Costume Diantha has some of the best capabilities of taking down this event. Absolutely insane for sure. But yeah, those were a couple of battles versus Registeel and just different teams and whatnot. Obviously, you know, I was trying to highlight more of the character more so than the team, because obviously I use a lot of the same characters, or characters that all are good in their own right, all on the same team. So like Brawly and Meen, they are each individually really solid for different team compositions because of what they can provide. Brawly with the defense debuffs and potions, and just overall a little bit of bulk. Meen for her support capabilities, defense debuffs, as well as Drain Punch, self-sufficiency. Marshall being a great damage dealer with Drain Punch, as well as healing and taking attacks. You saw how he took the Hyper Beam. He did very, very well. So yeah, just overall that type of stuff. these characters can benefit immensely from, right? This legendary arena has definitely raised a lot of value for a lot of fighting type characters, if not pretty much every fighting type character, right? Even characters like Karina, who are a little bit, underwhelming nowadays, they've got abilities to where they can work very, very well here in this legendary arena for just overall damage as well as overall their capabilities. Again, all these fighting types here, you can see, have good use. Bruno is a damage dealer, Marshall is a damage dealer, debuffer, and healer, Wally as a good damage dealer, and Nuker. Obviously, the main character, and Cobalion definitely benefits a lot from being a good support with Rock Smash for defense debuffing. Overall, a lot of these characters are just really, really good. And again, other characters that are not even fighting types, like Suit Leaf, with her defense debuffing, potion, and whatnot, very, very good as well. So yeah, those are some battles versus Registeel. I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know what you think about this legendary arena, as well as the characters that have benefited immensely from its release, down in the comments below, and I will see you all later.